Should I go to California? California. The name alone carries a kind of electricity. Sun, freedom, possibility. It's been a dream destination for centuries. But is it still the promised land, or is the dream starting to crack? Today we're going to find out. We'll travel from the fog of San Francisco, down through wine country and the Central Coast, past the glamour of Los Angeles, all the way to the beaches of San Diego. We'll show you the best California has to offer, and we'll show you what nobody puts on the postcard. Because California isn't just a destination, it's a decision, and decisions require information. So the real question is, should you go? Let's find out. California is the most populated state in America. Nearly 40 million people call it home. It is the fifth largest economy on the entire planet, bigger than the United Kingdom, bigger than India. That tells you something about the sheer scale of this place. It stretches nearly 900 miles from north to south. The geography is staggering. Snow-capped Sierra Nevada mountains to the east, Pacific Ocean coastline to the west, ancient redwood forests in the north, bone-dry Mojave Desert in the south, and some of the most fertile farmland on Earth in the middle. California doesn't just have variety, it has extremes, and that applies to everything here, including the lifestyle. San Francisco sits on a narrow peninsula above the bay. It is one of the most iconic cities in the world. The Golden Gate Bridge, Fisherman's Wharf, Alcatraz, cable cars clinking up impossibly steep streets, fog rolling in through the bay like something out of a film. This city is beautiful in a way that hits you immediately. The neighborhoods each have their own identity. The Mission District bursts with color, murals, and Mexican food. The Castro has history etched into every storefront. Haight-Ashbury still carries the ghost of the summer of love. North Beach smells like sourdough and strong espresso. The food scene here is genuinely world-class. Farm-to-table cuisine was born in this city. The cultural life is extraordinary. Opera, museums, galleries. Silicon Valley sits just 30 miles to the south. The economic engine here never stops running. Tech jobs in San Francisco pay some of the highest salaries anywhere. But here comes the other side. San Francisco has one of the most severe homelessness crises in America. Tent cities line blocks in the Tenderloin district. Open drug use on city streets is not uncommon. The doom loop is a real phenomenon here. Office space sits vacant. Retail has fled. Crime has driven major retailers to board up and leave. And then there's the cost. The median rent for a one-bedroom apartment is over $3,000. A modest home in a decent neighborhood will cost you well over $1 million. San Francisco has lost population in recent years. People are leaving. The dream of San Francisco still exists, but it comes with a very steep price. Head 90 miles inland, and you reach Sacramento. The state capital is one of California's best-kept secrets. Sacramento is genuinely affordable by California standards. You can actually buy a home here for a reasonable price. The city has a vibrant food scene built around the farm-to-fork movement. It sits in the heart of California's agricultural heartland. The Sacramento River winds through a charming old town. Tree-lined streets earned it the nickname City of Trees. The climate is warm. Summers are long and hot. Winters are mild compared to most of the country. The nightlife is growing. The arts scene is evolving. Sacramento is a city on the rise. But Sacramento has its own challenges. Summers here can be brutally, relentlessly hot. Triple-digit temperatures are normal from June through September. Air quality can be dangerously poor during wildfire season. And while it's affordable for California, it's still not cheap. Sacramento also lacks the global energy of San Francisco or Los Angeles. If you want big city buzz, Sacramento may feel like a quieter choice. But if you want a real life in California, Sacramento might be your most practical entry point. An hour north of San Francisco, the landscape changes completely. Rolling hills covered in vineyards stretch in every direction. Napa Valley is one of the most celebrated wine regions on Earth. Over 300 wineries operate in this narrow valley. Cabernet Sauvignon grown here commands prices that rival Bordeaux. Sonoma County next door is larger, more relaxed, less crowded, more varied. just as beautiful. Healdsburg is one of California's most charming small towns. The food in wine country is remarkable. Michelin stars dot the region. For a visit, there's almost nothing better in California. But as a place to live, Napa Valley is extraordinarily expensive real estate. Tourism means traffic, particularly on weekends. The community is relatively small and can feel insular. Wildfire risk in Sonoma and Napa is very real. The 2017 Tubbs Fire and 2020 Glass Fire devastated neighborhoods here. Wine country is a destination. For most people, it remains exactly that. South of San Francisco, the coastline becomes spectacular. Highway 1 hugs cliffs above the Pacific. The views on this stretch of road are among the best on the planet. Santa Cruz sits where the redwood forests meet the ocean, a legendary surf culture, a boardwalk, a bohemian energy. The University of California campus gives it intellectual life. Monterey is an hour south. The bay here is one of the most biodiverse marine environments on Earth. The Monterey Bay Aquarium alone is worth the trip. Carmel by the sea is almost unreasonably picturesque. Fairy tale cottages, white sand beaches, gallery-lined streets. Clint Eastwood was once the mayor. That tells you something. This stretch of California is paradise, but it knows it. Carmel and Monterey are extraordinarily expensive places to live. The Central Coast can also be cold and foggy for much of the year. Not what people picture when they imagine California sunshine, but as a place to visit. Stop. Don't skip this stretch. 2 hours north of Los Angeles sits Santa Barbara. The nickname is the American Riviera, and it earns it. Spanish colonial architecture paints the downtown white and red-roofed. The beach faces south, which means it gets more sun than most California shores. Palm trees line State Street down to the sand. The mountains rise dramatically right behind the city. You can ski in the morning and surf in the afternoon. The wine region in the Santa Ynez Valley sits just inland. Sideways was filmed here. The Pinot Noir is exceptional. Santa Barbara feels smaller and more manageable than Los Angeles. Still warm, still glamorous, but less chaotic. The arts community here is serious. The food scene is excellent. The catch: Santa Barbara is one of the most expensive real estate markets in California. That means one of the most expensive markets in the United States. A modest bungalow close to the beach will cost you over $2 million. The economy is driven by tourism and the university. High-income jobs are limited compared to LA or San Francisco. Many people who work here cannot afford to live here. Santa Barbara is a wonderful place to visit. As a permanent home, it takes a specific financial situation to pull off. And now we arrive at the great contradiction. Los Angeles, 50 miles of coastline, a mountain range running through the middle, 88 separate municipalities crammed under one name, the entertainment capital of the world. Hollywood is literally here, not metaphorically. The Walk of Fame, the studios, the hills with the sign, Malibu, Venice Beach, Beverly Hills, the Sunset Strip. LA has more museums than any other American city. The food scene is extraordinary. Every cuisine on earth represented. The weather is, by most objective measures, the best of any major American city. 300 days of sunshine, warm winters, cool summers near the coast. The economy is enormously diverse. Entertainment, tech, fashion, finance, aerospace. The Port of Los Angeles is the largest port in the Western Hemisphere. LA has reinvented itself again and again and never stopped growing. The beach culture is real. People actually live that outdoor lifestyle. Griffith Park is one of the largest urban parks in the entire country. Outdoor concerts at the Hollywood Bowl are unforgettable. The NBA Lakers, the NFL Rams, the Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. This city has everything. Now for the other side. Los Angeles traffic is not just bad, it is legendary. Commuters here lose hundreds of hours per year sitting on freeways. The 405 at rush hour is a special kind of suffering. Without a car, you are effectively stranded in most of LA. The public transportation system has long been inadequate for the sprawl. The cost of living is enormous. Rents in desirable neighborhoods are eye-watering. The gap between wealthy and poor in Los Angeles is stark and visible. Homelessness here is among the worst in any American city. Encampments exist in nearly every neighborhood. Wildfires are an existential threat in and around the city. The 2025 fires devastated Pacific Palisades and Altadena. Thousands of homes were destroyed. The air during fire season can be unsafe to breathe. The earthquake risk is constant and impossible to ignore. The San Andreas Fault runs through Southern California. The big one is not a question of if, it is a question of when. California state income taxes are among the highest in the nation. Many residents and businesses have relocated to Nevada and Texas because of them. Crime in parts of Los Angeles remains a persistent challenge. And yet, people keep coming. Because Los Angeles, for all its contradictions, delivers on its promise. It is one of the most exciting, creative, dynamic cities on the planet. The question is not whether it's worth experiencing. The question is whether you can afford the price of admission. 2 hours east of LA, the landscape drops into the desert. Palm Springs sits in the Coachella Valley below the San Jacinto Mountains. In the 1950s and 60s, every Hollywood star had a home here. The mid-century modern architecture is impeccably preserved. Think flat roofs, open floor plans, terrazzo floors, and turquoise pools. This place is an architectural lover's paradise. The winters here are absolutely glorious. Warm, sunny, spectacular. The Coachella Music Festival draws hundreds of thousands every April. But Palm Springs is a desert. Summer temperatures regularly exceed 115 degrees. The city essentially empties out from June through September. It is a seasonal destination for many of its own residents. If you love heat and can work remotely, Palm Springs might be your paradise. But it is emphatically not for everyone. Now we reach the bottom of the state. The city many argue is the best of all, San Diego. The weather here is objectively remarkable. The average temperature barely changes between January and July. 70 degrees, blue sky, light breeze, repeat for approximately 365 days. It sounds like an exaggeration. It is not. The beaches here are stunning. Pacific Beach, Mission Beach, La Jolla. La Jolla Cove is one of the most photogenic spots in America. The Balboa Park Cultural Complex is world-class. Museums, gardens, the famous zoo. The food scene has exploded in recent years. San Diego has more craft breweries per capita than almost any American city. The fish tacos here are, not to overstate it, life-changing. Coronado Island sits across the bay, home to the famous Hotel del Coronado. The military has a massive presence here. Navy, Marines, Coast Guard. That creates stability and a strong sense of community. The San Diego Zoo is consistently ranked among the best in the world. Comic-Con International draws global visitors every summer. The Gaslamp Quarter downtown buzzes with restaurants and nightlife. The city is cleaner and more manageable than Los Angeles. It has the culture and amenities of a major city with a more human scale. And the downside? San Diego is expensive. Not as extreme as San Francisco, but expensive. The job market, while growing, still lags behind LA and San Francisco. Traffic in San Diego has gotten noticeably worse as the city has grown, and some feel it lacks the electric ambition of the bigger California cities. It can feel, to some, a little too comfortable, too easy. But for many people, especially families, veterans, retirees, remote workers, San Diego consistently ranks as one of the most livable cities in the country. If you're choosing where to land in California, San Diego deserves serious consideration. Before we give the final verdict, let's face the serious criticisms head-on, because they are real and they are significant. Taxes. California has the highest state income tax rate in the United States, up to 13.3% on top of federal taxes. The sales tax is also among the highest in the nation. Property taxes are lower than you might expect due to Proposition 13. But the overall tax burden is substantial. This is why thousands of high earners have relocated to zero-income tax states. Cost of living. California is one of the most expensive places to live in America. Housing costs are the primary driver. The state has chronically failed to build enough housing to meet demand. This is decades in the making. The problem continues. Homelessness. California has roughly 30% of the nation's homeless population. Despite enormous government spending, the problem has not been solved. It is visible. It is painful. It is unresolved. Wildfires. Climate change has turned California's wildfire season into a year-round threat. Millions of acres have burned in recent years. Entire neighborhoods have been erased. Home insurance has become difficult or impossible to obtain in fire-prone areas. Major insurers have pulled out of the California market entirely. Earthquakes, they happen. They will keep happening. If you live in California, you live with this reality. Politics. California is one of the most politically progressive states in the country. Depending on your politics, you will see this as a pro or a con, but it is part of the character of the place. Now the other side, because California still has its army of believers, and they are not wrong. The natural beauty of this state is without equal in the lower 48. Yosemite Valley, Big Sur, Lake Tahoe, Death Valley, the Redwoods. You could spend a lifetime exploring California and still not see all of it. The economic opportunity here remains extraordinary. More Fortune 500 companies are headquartered in California than any other state. Silicon Valley created the modern tech economy. It still drives it. The cultural output of California is unmatched anywhere on Earth. Film, music, fashion, technology, food. The diversity of California is one of its defining strengths. Over 200 languages are spoken in Los Angeles alone. The food you can eat, the cultures you encounter, the perspectives you gain. Extraordinary. The weather, for most of the state, most of the time, is genuinely exceptional. If you love the outdoors, California is paradise. Skiing at Mammoth, surfing at Malibu, hiking in Joshua Tree, mountain biking in Marin, sailing off San Diego, all within reach. The universities here are world-class. UC Berkeley, UCLA, Stanford, Caltech. The healthcare system is advanced and widely accessible. California has the strictest environmental protections in the nation. The air and water are cleaner than in many comparable American states. And there is something intangible, an energy, that California still projects. A sense that here, reinvention is always possible. That here, the next chapter can always begin. So, should you go to California? If you're visiting, the answer is almost certainly yes. Visit San Francisco for its unmatched character and beauty. Drive Highway 1 and pull over every 5 miles. Eat your way through Los Angeles. Spend 3 days in San Diego and see if you ever want to leave. Walk among the redwoods and feel genuinely small in the best way. Watch the sun go down over the Pacific from a Malibu cliff. As a travel destination, California delivers in a way few places on Earth can match. If you're thinking about moving there, that's more complicated. If you are in tech or entertainment or finance, California still makes enormous sense. The opportunity, the network, the culture, unmatched. If you are a remote worker who values lifestyle over location, San Diego or Sacramento could be ideal. If you are raising a family on a moderate income, California will challenge you. If you are retired and financially comfortable, the Central Coast or Palm Springs could be heaven. If you are a young person chasing a dream, California is still the place where dreams get chased. Just go in with your eyes open. Know that it costs more. Know that it demands more. Know that the fires are real. The earthquakes are real. The taxes are real. But know this too. There is nowhere else quite like it. California is not a place. It's an argument about how life could be lived. Whether you agree with that argument, only you can decide. Should I go to California? If you've got the means and you've got the nerve, absolutely. See you out there.